Hello and welcome to my first top tip on a Tuesday. So for my first top tip Tuesday, I want to talk about general road positioning. Okay, so what I mean by that is how you position the car when you're just driving down the road in a straight line, right? Getting it the correct distance from the curb and from the center line or the middle of the road. So what you don't want to be doing is you don't want to be getting too close to the curb and like bump, bump, bump going over every single drain on the side of the road. And we don't want to be getting too close to the center line and getting in the way of oncoming traffic potentially. You want to stay center. And my top tip is find yourself a reference point. So the best way to do that, if we look at some pictures I've taken, you can see if you look at my wing mirrors, right, I've positioned the car in sort of in the middle of the road there on a quiet road and like stopped it, turned the engine off, taken a couple of pictures, and you can see in either wing mirror the distance from the car is from either the center line in the right mirror or the distance the car is from the curb in the left mirror. And I can use those mirrors as I'm driving to gauge my position and make sure I'm in the middle of the lane that I want to be in. And that's great, but it's obviously a lot looking at your mirrors, and when you're first starting out, that'll get your positioning wrong anyway. You'll be turning left or right as you look left or right. But what you want to do, you're driving along the road, you've used those mirrors a little bit just to make sure you are in the center of the road. And when you do that, find yourself a reference point. Now I'm going to give you my reference point, but everyone's is different. It depends on the size of you. So if you're taller or shorter, it might change. It depends on the size of your car. But generally speaking, a good reference point for this is the center line, the white line in the middle of the road, or the white line to the right of your lane. If you're in like on a 3-lane motorway, say, right, that center line that you want to the right of your car should be cutting the corner of the dashboard as you drive along the road. And I'm going to show you that in this video here, so you can see that it's not quite cutting the dashboard, but you've got to bear in mind that this is footage from the dash camera, not from my point of view. From my point of view, I've probably got the center line cutting exactly into that corner where I want it. It's not far off in the dash cam footage, but it's not exactly where you'd want it. So that's my first top tip for a Tuesday. In order to keep your central position in the lane, make sure you find yourself a reference point and then just keep a track of it. I'll see you next week for another top tip.